Hi guys, Kerrod here, and today we're going to be talking about the three main setup errors that you make in the bunker, which causes a lot of your bad shots. Let's get into it. Okay, so the three most common errors that I see. The number one is not creating a wide, low base. Very often I'll see players standing too narrow with their stance in this position with not enough knee flex. What needs to happen in bunker play is this golf club needs to go down into the sand. If we are standing too tall, this golf club doesn't have as great an opportunity to get down into that sand, and it's going to encourage some thin shots. So as a reference for what you need to do, I want you more than anything, and you can over exaggerate in the bunker, because the good thing is we're not hitting the golf ball, we're hitting the sand. So you've got a little bit more room for error here, is I want a wide stance with lots of flex. The lower you are, that is only going to encourage you to hit the sand more. Combine that with speed and you should have no troubles getting that ball out. A lot of the time when you're standing close, standing a little bit taller, you have to be so precise with where you're hitting that sand, or even if you're trying to clip the ball a little bit, that if you get it wrong, it can be quite detrimental to your score. So let's make sure. Common error number one, that we're standing wide and low. You can see I've got some toe flare and a lot of flex. This is going to give me a lot of stability in these shots. So therefore, when I'm hitting them, I'm staying wide and flexed throughout the shot. You can see that once I finish the shot, my lead knee is still flexed, my body is down. That's just going to encourage that golf club to stay in contact with the sand the whole time. So common error number one, let's make sure that we've got enough knee flex and we're not standing up through the shot. Error number two, big one. In the address position, I see players trying to shift their weight onto their lead side because they've heard that this is a good thing and this is what you need to do to get that golf ball out. However, when players shift their weight onto their lead side, you can see that their hips are moving towards the target and their upper body is moving away. Now, from this perspective, if you relate it to a driver, with a driver, we would want to have some tilt. The reason that we do that is going to help us hit up on the golf ball. If you do that in the bunker, you shift your weight to your lead side, your body tilts back into this position here, the golf club is going to tend to ground out before, and then you're going to hit the equator of the ball and it's going to scoot across the green or not get out of the bunker. So to rectify this, and this is probably my favorite exercise in the bunker to do, you can always do this prior to hitting a shot, is once you're in your wide and low flex position, as per the first error that we just discussed, I want you to then put your lead hand on your lead leg. So for the right hander, put your left hand on your left leg, and then from there, I want you to slide your hand down your leg until it fits onto your kneecap. Now, when I do that, what do you notice about my shoulders? Well, my shoulders have now shifted into a relatively level position, and my pelvis, well, it's essentially stayed very centered. Now, if I was to go and shift my weight onto my lead side with the way that most players do it, as they do that, they shift their weight forward, their upper body tilts back, that gives us the error. By getting into this position and sliding that lead hand down the lead leg into this position here, you can see that my chest is very much over the golf ball. This complements my wide flex stance. My body's in a position where it's going to be very easy to deliver that golf club in the correct manner to get that ball popping up. And it's going to make it easier to also keep my weight on this lead side. So to get that pressure on that lead side so we're not tipping back, simply slide that left hand for the right hander down onto the left knee. That's going to put a lot of pressure on this lead foot. Then when you go ahead and hit these shots, just makes it a lot easier to stay flexed, stay down, and get some better contact. So that's common error number two. Now onto the third and final, and that is handle placement. In the address position, I see a lot of players, even if they're in a really good setup and stance position, will they lean this handle forward. Now, when you're leaning this handle forward, it is going to expose the leading edge of the golf club. The leading edge of the golf club, well, that's a big killer for a lot of bunker play. That is going to get that golf club digging and stopping down into the sand. It's going to stop any momentum that you've built up, and the ball's going to have a tough time of getting out. So to rectify this, key number three for today's video, let's get the end of the golf club pointing more towards the center of the body. So once we've got our wide flex stance, We've got our pressure on our lead leg by sliding our left hand down our body. We want this golf club to be pointing at our belt buckle. When you do so, if we look at what would happen if the handle was leaning forward and now leaning back, you can see that the back end of this golf club, well, it's going to be exposed more than it was if the handle was leaning forward. So by moving this handle back, now the sole of the golf club is going to interact with that sand a lot better, and it's going to enable that golf club to come out. So once we're into our setup, wide flexed, leaning to the left, handle of the golf club back, and then from here, a combination of those three variables make it really easy to hit quality bunker shots. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, the 3 common setup errors that players make in the bunker. Please like and subscribe, comment below if you try this out and it does help your game. I'd love to know. But until next time, I'm Kerrod Gray. Thanks for watching.